And at this time, I would like to introduce Coach, I'm not going to say if I say this right, okay? Nebeker, and speaking in behalf of Mattie Jo Duzik. Thanks and congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Kenley Nebeker, and I'm new to Craig. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the coach at the girls' basketball games that's busy flattening out the soles of his shoes each game, so that's pretty much all I do. But anyway, I'd like to take a moment to thank the community of Craig for allowing me to coach here. This is really a special place with special kids. I've been to quite a few different places, and this is a unique place, so thank you for allowing me to coach here. As a coach, I have the pleasure of waking up each morning knowing that I have the best job in the world. And I know that because each day I get to work with athletes the caliber of those nominated for this award tonight. I'd like to take a moment to congratulate all of the nominees for their accomplishments throughout their careers at the high school. Thanks to student athletes like these, I can very easily say that it's a great day to be a Bulldog. Tonight I have the honor of saying a few words about Mattie Jo Duzik. I could spend my time here talking specifically and listing all of her impressive academic and athletic accomplishments, but to me, no matter how impressive or long that resume is, it doesn't truly capture who Mattie Jo is. So tonight I'm going to try to express who I know Mattie Jo to be as her coach. To me, the great challenge of being a coach is not the X's and O's or the ups and downs of wins and losses. Rather, the great challenge of coaching is getting kids to buy into your program. For me, MJ bought in from the very beginning. I never had to beg MJ once to buy in. I asked her to do something and she did it. When I think of Mattie Jo, there's an image that is embedded in my mind, and that image is of Mattie Jo with her hands up in the air, ready to play defense. In our district championship game, there was a point where Grand Valley tried to pull us out of our zone defense by stalling. They dribbled at half court for 4.5 minutes. That was a fun moment for me as a coach, as I tried my best to keep control of my emotions and to keep our girls ready for when Grand Valley would come back at us and come out of that stall. We ended up winning that game, which was another reason that I enjoyed that. On the drive home from the game, my wife mentioned how impressed she was with Mattie Jo during the delay time, as my wife put it. I said that I was really proud of all of my girls, but my wife persisted and pointed out that she was super impressed with MJ because she kept her hands up the whole 4.5 minutes. During the chaos of that moment, I had seen MJ's hands up, but I hadn't really seen that they were up the whole time. So the second that I got home, I went and turned on the film for the game, and sure enough, there for that full 4.5 minutes was Mattie Jo with her hands up. A few days later, I talked to her mom and asked if she had talked to Mattie Jo about that moment. Paula relayed to me that Mattie Jo said to her that her coach had told her to keep her hands up and that she knew that we would win that game if she just kept her hands up. This is who I know MJ to be. She keeps her hands up no matter what she is doing. She kept her hands up against Grand Valley on the basketball floor that night. She kept her hands up in the classroom as she continually reached for learning. She kept her hands up as she blocked opponents' attacks on the volleyball court. And she kept her hands up as she crossed the finish line in track. Mattie Jo has fought to keep her hands up in everything that she's done at MCHS. I recently asked Mattie Jo if she would rather lose every game she played or not play the game at all. Just as I had suspected, her answer was that she would rather lose every game because at least then she would still be competing. When I asked her to condense her experience athletically at MCHS down into a few words, Mattie Jo said that she would not change a thing. Those were the words she used. What a great feeling it would be to be able to leave high school knowing that you'd given your all at every opportunity you were given. MJ's career at MCHS shows not only her love of competing in volleyball, basketball, and track, but also her ability to excel in everything that she has done, from academics to FFA to athletics. She never put her hands down in anything she did as a Bulldog, and she has been successful because of that commitment. You know, it's funny, me and my staff, when we're trying to dig at each other, we'll look at each other and we'll say, why are you the way that you are? I think for tonight, and there's a lot of theories that come up out of that, by the way. But I think for tonight, it's appropriate to change that around to a sincere statement for Mattie, and say thanks for being the way that you are. I would like to thank Mattie Jo for the opportunity to speak about her for a few minutes, and for the opportunity to coach her. It's been a real pleasure and a real honor, and one of the greatest experiences of my life. So thank you.